Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's ChrisXradio.
ChrisXradio.
What we need right now is a clear message to the people of this country. This message must be read in every newspaper, heard on every radio, seen on every television. This message must resound throughout the entire interlink.
And now, your host.
I believe this is going to be our finest hour.
Chris X.
I didn't want to come in too early and upset you there, Mr. Behemoth. Good afternoon and welcome to Chris X Radio. I'm the aforementioned X-Man along with Gary Behemoth. That's right, Gary Behemoth has assumed control of the airwaves. He will maintain control of these airwaves for the next 2 hours here on this Manic Monday edition of Chris X Radio. Glad to have you here with us. Glad to be here. Glad to be on the air. We got a new station. We can tell you about that. We're on 2 stations now. A signal so nice, a station so nice it had to be broadcast twice. Something along those lines. Anyway, good afternoon. Glad to have you here with us. We are bringing you that gift beyond price that is almost free, ladies and gentlemen. We bring you the spirit of talk radio, and we got a lot to get into today. We're now officially on 700 AM KSEV and 1540 AM KGBC. Which when I first saw, I was like, oh, wait, we're on the KGB network? Wait, what? I think that's what it is. Anyway, you'll hear it at the top of the hour. But until then, we have assumed control of the airwaves, and we got so much to talk about. Do I sound tired? I'm already tired. I'm already worn out. Just from prepping for the show, just from getting it ready, I'm worn out. It was a busy weekend, if you didn't notice. Were you saved from ruled by... Well, I guess we all were. We were saved from being ruled by a king on Saturday. Thank you so much, Democrats. You saved us from a king. Well, thanks to the people that voted for Kamala after she received 0 primary votes and was anointed. Yeah, okay. The people that wanted to fire you for not getting the jab, yeah, force you to wear masks, lock you in your home, put you in jail for opening your business during COVID. Oh, so much tyranny. But they're scared of a king. It's going to be a king. The only thing remotely resembling a king is on their side. That's all I've seen. Anyway, I do think it was hilarious. Somehow Donald Trump convinced Democrats to protest in the streets and call him king on his birthday. 4D chess, okay, he's playing 4D chess. Maybe, just maybe, John Miller will call in and talk about it. So we had Flag Day this weekend. We also had Donald Trump's birthday. The Democrats were all calling him a king on his birthday, so that was interesting. There was also a parade to celebrate the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army. But no, I wasn't really it. No, everybody knows it was Trump just wanted to show the military on his birthday. That's what it was. Fortunately, there were the protests all over the country. Fortunately, there was no violence here in the Houston protest from what I've seen. I've seen none. Not so much in Chicago and New York and Los Angeles and Portland. Those places are a little different. They try to burn down federal buildings, and, that's just part of the protesting. It gets fiery, but mostly peaceful. I imagine you have a lot to say about the No Kings rallies. You probably have a lot to say about the Army birthday parade or the radical Democrat murdering Democrat politicians. That the Democrats are somehow trying to convince everybody that, oh, no, he's a Republican. I bet Tim Walz appointed a lot of Republicans. Yeah, not so much. Anyway, if you want to join us, 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738. We'll get to that and more because there's just so much to get into. New Trump phones. Did you hear about those? Donald Trump Jr. went on and announced that there's going to be a Trump phone. It's going to be big. It's going to be a beautiful phone, okay? A big and beautiful phone. Apparently, it's $45.47 a month is what it'll cost for unlimited data and unlimited calling, which is a pretty good deal. It's not bad. I think they're going to be available in August, which will be here before you know it. You can buy a phone, or apparently you can just transfer over to your current phones. I guess whatever phone you're on, you can use. I think that's what it was. I saw some of the press conference. I didn't see all of it. But the new big, I bet they're all going to be golden phones, okay? They're going to be gold. They're going to be terrific. They're going to be fantastic. You've really got to get one of these phones. All right, and since we were last here, it is amazing how much stuff happens between Thursday and then Monday. Israel decided to start bombing Iran's nuclear facilities and decided to take out a whole lot more than just that. They took out a lot. And, of course, it brought back memories of 1980 and...
Bomb, 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 Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran.
I remember this when I was a kid. Let's see if we can remember what they said.
To a mosque, gonna throw some rocks. Tell the Ayatollah, gonna put you in a box.
Oh, that almost happened, apparently.
Old Uncle Sam's getting pretty hot. Time to turn Iran into a parking lot. Bomb Iran. The country's got a feeling really hit the ceiling. Bomb Iran.
Bomb, bomb, bomb,
Iran. Call the volunteers, call the bombardiers, call the financiers. Better get their ass in gear. Bomb Iran.
Boy, how history repeats itself, right? This is Vince Vance and the Valiants. I didn't know they did this.
Calling our allies to cut off their supplies, get our hands in ties, and bring them back alive. Bomb Iran, bomb, 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 Iran. Bomb Iran. Our country's got a feeling really hit the ceiling. Bomb Iran, bomb, 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 Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran.
All right, so has anybody else played this song today other than me? I don't get to listen to all the other shows.
Our people you've been stealing, now it's time for dealing. Bomb Iran, bomb, 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 Iran.
Okay, well, there you go. There's actually an explosion at the end, but I went ahead and just got it off. There's no reason just to have an explosion on radio. People freak out. They freak out over everything. All right, 281-558-KSEV. If you want to weigh in on that or so many other things going on. Are you going to get a new Trump phone when it's available? I don't know, man. My phone bill's pretty good now. I'm over at Pure Talk now. I went to them, got it for $30 a month. I'm good. I mean, and supporting somebody that I don't know. I'm going to look at the Trump phones when they come out, I guess. I know Elon Musk was talking about doing was it a Tesla phone or I don't remember what an X phone maybe? I don't know. You can call it that. We can see. Also, despite the fact that we had the birthday parades to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, a little later this year we'll have the 250th anniversary of the country. A lot of people really like the parade. I know the lefties, of course, they did what they do. They lie about everything. So just like they're lying about this dude who decided to go murder a couple of Democrats. Suspected political assassin Vance Luther Bolter Boelter. He was captured yesterday after a manhunt that led authorities to Green Isle, which is 57 miles from Brooklyn Park, where Democrat State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark were murdered at their home, shot and killed by, I guess, allegedly, Vance Luther Boelter. I don't know how you pronounce it. Boelter, who's accused of assassinating the Hortmans, as well as wounding Minnesota State Rep John Hoffman and his wife, Yvette, in a politically motivated attack on Sunday. These are Democrats. Was arrested Sunday night following the largest manhunt in Minnesota's history, apparently. According to a report by Fox 9, the 57-year-old, who was reportedly appointed to the state's Workforce Development Board back in 2019 by Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, good judgment there, Timmy, was reportedly captured alive in Sibley County. Charging documents were unsealed late Sunday night, revealing the suspect had been charged with 4 counts of second-degree murder with intent. The arrest came less than 30 minutes after an emergency shelter-in-place was sent to phones in the Green Isle area. The Minnesota shooter was spotted on foot in military gear, armed near the 355 block of the 200th Street. So lock your doors, shelter in place. Saturday morning, Boelter's wife, Jenny, was reportedly detained and questioned after police allegedly found a weapon, ammunition, and passports in her car during a traffic stop. The suspected assassin had no King's flyers in his vehicle that he had left behind. That was the rally on Saturday, yeah. He's a Republican. Boy, they're going to keep trying to push that one. One of Hortman's final acts as a Democrat lawmaker was voting with Republicans during a special session in the Minnesota legislature on Tuesday to approve the remaining pieces of the state budget. She said, quote, "I know that people will be hurt by that vote. We worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision." Hortman said through tears she was crying when reflecting on being the sole DFL. Of course, that was alongside Republicans in the House. So apparently this dude was so angry he decided to go murder Democrats. I'm assuming Tampon Tim wasn't appointing a whole lot of Republicans to the Workforce Development Board back in 2019. I'm assuming some of the pictures I've seen online are legit. This guy was not a Republican. He was nowhere close. As far as I know, there weren't too many Republicans with no King's flyers in their vehicles. In fact, it's Minnesota. So how many Republicans are up there anyway? If you want to weigh in on this, 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738. Also, we've got the Israeli Defense Forces estimated Monday it had destroyed 1/3 of Iran's ballistic missile launchers in less than 4 days of fighting. Even if Iran was still capable of firing large barrages at Israel, they're still shooting bombs back and forth. Israel seems to be winning. President Trump announced Sunday evening that he had directed ICE officers to expand deportations from these leftist blue cities. We'll get into that later. And Governor Abbott, apparently, I didn't see the press conference, but it was set for 3 o'clock, has signed Senate Bill 4, Senate Bill 23, and House Bill 9 as a key part of the 89th legislature's $10 billion property tax relief package into law today at the Robson Ranch Clubhouse Legacy Room in Denton, Texas. We can go through that, see what sort of savings we may get with our taxes. And, of course, if you want to get lined up for the next segment, 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738. You're listening to Chris X Radio. We're live on 700 AM and 1540 AM, and the signal's so nice we needed to broadcast it twice. So we're on both the stations. Apparently 1540 is really good on the south side. I don't know how 700, we're on the new transmitter on 700, so I don't know how it's going in your area. In Cypress, I was picking it up just fine. Had no issues at all. So, but some other areas may be having some issues where they may be used to have gotten it. I don't know. You can let us know. 281-558-KSEV. I'm Chris X. We're just getting rolling. Don't you go anywhere.
You're listening to Chris X Radio. Chris X Radio on AM 700 KSEV, the voice of Texas.
Have you been listening to Steve Davis on the Total Wealth Academy radio show? You know, he talks about how to generate wealth and passive income for yourself or your family because that's what they do at Total Wealth Academy. Steve Davis and Total Wealth Academy have been teaching people how to use real estate to build wealth, how to use real estate to build secondary streams of income. They've been doing it for over 50 years now combined. So maybe you're just getting started. Or maybe you got a lot of real estate experience. Wherever you're at, Total Wealth Academy can take you and help you start realizing rates of return that are practically unheard of in just about any other investment. Now, check out TotalWealthAcademy.com to get more information, or you can sign up for one of their free sample classes. They've got their member spotlight nights. They've got online classes. TotalWealthAcademy.com is your first step towards achieving financial independence via real estate investing. I've known Steve Davis for almost 20 years now. I've watched him teach thousands of people on how to invest in real estate, and many of them went from having no real estate to retirement using those investing principles they're teaching at Total Wealth Academy. In my opinion, he's the best real estate consultant in the country. He's right here in Houston, and he can be yours. Check out the website, TotalWealthAcademy.com, to get more information. And while you're there, don't forget to listen to Steve Davis on the Total Wealth Academy radio show. It airs Monday through Saturday at noon right here on the Voice of Texas. That's TotalWealthAcademy.com. And make sure you tell them that Chris X sent you.
Do you need money? Want to lower your monthly debt? Are you thinking about a cash-out refinance? Hi, it's Kathy from Baker Mortgage. A cash-out refinance can get you back in your comfort zone, and that's what it's all about. A recent client who closed with us had his payment go up about $300, but his monthly outgo was being reduced by $1,200, so giving him a net positive cash flow of $900. It's not about adding debt, but restructuring it in a way that makes sense, and this math totally makes sense. And please don't sweat it if your interest rate is going up a little or if you're extending the term. I can show you by taking a small amount of what you're saving monthly and applying it towards your mortgage, you're going to pay it off just as quickly and you'll be way ahead in the money game, which is where we all want to be, right? Remember, we want to help you, but we're not going to help you over a cliff. Baker Mortgage, 281-313-MOVE, or go directly to bakermortgage.com.
Equal housing lender, license number 263213.
I've been talking for years about Chip Beresford and the Pine Box and saving money during one of life's most difficult times, the death of a loved one. Now, Chip is taking his revolutionary low-price, high-value concept to the service side of funerals and cremations with Beresford Funeral Service. Call Chip at 1-888-PINE-BOX or visit thepinebox.com. Chip not only saves people money on caskets, he now offers affordable funerals and cremations with his own funeral home. The average cost of a simple funeral today can easily exceed $10,000. At Beresford's Funeral Service, families now can save thousands of dollars on funerals and cremations without sacrificing quality or dignity. Haven't you lost enough already? When that time comes, call Chip at 1-888-PINE-BOX or visit thepinebox.com. That's Chip at 1-888-PINE-BOX or visit pinebox.com.
This report sponsored by Gallery Furniture. If made in America is important to you, come to Gallery Furniture. Buy it today, get it today. Gallery Furniture saves you money. I got a couple of problem areas to watch out for. We'll start with one on the East Loop. It's heading northbound at Clinton Drive. A stalled truck over that way, and traffic backed up right around 225 getting out to the north side. And we have an accident on 45, the North Freeway. It's southbound at the Beltway. Watch for that accident. And some rain, and mostly in the south side and moving to the east side. So do buckle up.
Gallery Furniture, true customer story. Customer call said, my husband's coming home from the hospital 2 days early. Can you get a Max Z-Recliner delivered at home in 3 or 4 hours? He's got to sit great, and he's got to sleep in that recliner all night long. The answer is yes, yes, yes. Buy online at galleryfurniture.com. Buy on the phone, 281-844-1963. Buy in-store. Your Max Z-Recliner Gallery Furniture delivers free in 3 or 4 hours, and your loved one will sit great and sleep great all night long from Gallery Furniture.
The AI revolution is here. AGI is on the horizon. Our entire world is changing, and we are simply not prepared. Even the greatest benefits from artificial intelligence could bring man-made disasters beyond our comprehension. We are not here to scare you. We want you to pay attention. Millions of Americans could lose their job to automation. Terrorist groups could use advanced AI to create new, deadly bioweapons that kill millions of people. And the Chinese Communist Party could steal American AI and use it to dominate the world. Advanced AI will become smarter than the smartest human to ever live, and we won't be able to prevent it. Not without smart, effective safeguards to protect America. That is why we are launching the Alliance for Secure AI, a new organization that seeks to educate the public about the risks of advanced AI. Join our cause today by visiting our website at secureainow.org. Paid for by the Alliance for Secure AI.
Plumbing
You
emergencies
can't stop
never happen at
him.
a
You can only
convenience
hope to contain him. Chris X Radio.
On that, not good. Oh, by the way, welcome back to Chris X Radio. I'm the aforementioned X-Man. If you want to join us here on 700 AM, or if you're on the south side, 1540 AM, 281-558-KSCV, 281-558-5738. All right, so some people had sent me some messages and asked me to go try out Trump Burger on Richmond. No, not Richmond. Sorry, is on Chimney Rock. In fact, it's right down the street from Russo's Pizza, where we've had some of our pizza parties. In fact, we had one about a year ago yesterday, or was it the day before? Day before, I guess, June 14th. But so I finally went. My neighbor, his wife was taking him there for his Father's Day gift. So he invited me to go. I'm like, yeah, I'll go. I went and got my hair cut not too far from there, so I drove right by. It's a very small location. So I guess because we're short on time, what I'll do is I'll give you the full review here. So I went to the Trump Burger, but we couldn't have timed it any better. Went on Father's Day, so that was good. Went up there. The interior only has two little tables, but the exterior it's a small little patio area. Not big, but it's got 5, 6, 7, 8 tables. So there's enough room for people. Well, when we went there was only 2 people sitting inside. That was it. Now, by the time we left, there were other people sitting. So we sat outside, but it was covered, so it wasn't bad. And I went ahead and, even though I've had the Trump Burger in Belleville, and I think I've had it in I always want to call it Clear Lake, Kemah. I always blank on Kemah, and I don't know why. So both those are a long ways away. Well, this one looks at right there in the heart of the Galleria. It's right over there on Chimney Rock, right there near Schumacher. And I know that area well because right behind it is Anderson Park, where we played a lot of baseball. I played so many games there over the years, and that's a ballpark that got to where I kind of hated playing at because we played there for 30 years, but also they painted the center field wall, like a beige color, so when it's getting dusk, you can't see the ball when you're batting. Or like I said, there's nothing for the batter's eye, and also in the field, when the ball's hit up, you lose it in that dusk. It's hard to see, especially as you get a little older. So, but anyway, it's right there. So right there off the, it's weird. I don't go over there very often anymore. So they've changed the roads over there a little bit. So going through the exit, getting there, but you exit right off 59 to Chimney Rock, turn right if you're heading southwest away from town on the 59, which some people call it 69. I still call it 59. Right after you cross 610, so it's just outside of 610, and you go there. The burger was great. It was good. It was heavy. I barely ate anything for dinner because I wasn't really hungry. I was very stuffed. So that is the one good thing. Well, I say one good thing. One of the good things about Trump Burger is when you go there, you do not get shortchanged. You can get fries or onion rings or sweet potato fries or whatever. I just got the regular fries. I was stuffed. Oh, was I stuffed. But it was good. It's like I said, Trump Burger tastes just like their other Trump Burgers. They've got their own style, their own little flair, and it's good. So had the burgers at that place. Okay, this one is different than the other two that I've been to because this one has a drive-through. Now, we didn't go through the drive-through, but we could have, which is kind of a dangerous thing now. So if I'm in that area and I'm hungry, I can just go drive-through and grab a burger. But yeah, well, like I said, went over there and finally ate at the Trump Burger in town. It was, like I said, they're real nice, just like all the Trump Burgers. This one didn't have, because it was a smaller location, it's right there. It's sort of attached to a gas station. There's like a gas station convenience store, and it's not directly attached to it, but then there's like this awning that goes over and attaches the two buildings. So it's right there, sort of like in the parking lot of the whatever it is, the gas station convenience store or whatever. But the burger was good. I enjoyed it. I was very full. I was completely full. So now I still want to go to the one out in Flatonia. I have not been to that one yet, so I still want to go to that one. And I don't know, because it looks more like the one out in Belleville. So at some point I'm going to go try that one. I'm told they're going to build a few more. There's going to be some more around town somewhere. I heard maybe Beaumont. I don't know. It's a great idea for a chain. And you know what? When it comes to burgers, it's not a bad place to go to get a good burger. Their burgers are good. They're solid. So for all those who sent me emails and messages and whatever, I went to Trump Burger, the one on Chimney Rock. So I've been to 3 now. I don't know if this is a contest to see how many I can go to, but I've been to 3 of them. And by the way, the First Lady chicken sandwich is really good too. I had that. Where was it? I think I had the Kima, but I almost got it yesterday. But I said no, I need to try the burger, so I tried the burger. Next time I go, I'll probably get the First Lady chicken sandwich. It's a grilled chicken sandwich. It's got cheese, and it's no, I got it at, sorry, it was at Belleville. And, man, it was excellent. It was good. Of course, you can get fries or sweet potato fries or whatever. But the one in the location in Belleville has like the big, cardboard cutout stand-up of Trump. They've got a ton of Trump gear and different stuff. So if you want to get T-shirts or whatever, whatever you're looking for, you can do that. But I would love to go. I wish I was rich. If I had a lot of money, I need to do this. Next time there's going to be like some No Kings protest or something, I'm going to get with Rich Rosso from, the Real Investment Show. I'm going to get with him. We'll go buy, I don't know, we'll see how much money he wants to spend because he's a money guy, so he knows how to spend it wisely. So I'll get him to spend it on dumb stuff like buying a bunch of Trump burgers, and then we'll take it to the rally and give them away to those who will actually eat them. Maybe go to, in fact, that would probably even be better, is to go to a vegetarian or a vegan rally and then eat them there. Eating a Trump burger at a vegan rally. We're all so done with the lefties. Is there anybody in this country that does not have lefty fatigue at this point? They all got out, and it was so funny because they had their big, No Kings rally, which was just an anti-Trump rally is all it was. Bunch of lefties lying about Trump, doing what they do. But it was great because somehow Donald Trump convinced every Democrat in the country to call him king on his birthday. And, of course, Trump trolled him on social media. Thank you so much for all of you Democrats who saved us from having a king run our country. Trump is so funny. All right, let's go ahead and take a break since we're over. But I tried it out. The Trump burgers so far, all 3 of them are good. The location at Kima is a big one. It's all outdoor seating, but it's a big location. They got AstroTurf, and it's covered, so that one's big. This one, the one on Chimney Rock, is very small, And the one at in Belleville it's not a big location, but it's indoor seating there. So it's comfortable. Have not been to Flatonia yet, but I'm going to go there at some point. All right, 281-558-KSEV if you want to join us, 281-558-5738. We're on 700 AM and 1540 AM. Well, I don't know. We're supposed to be. No one's called in and told us. Are you getting us in your regular area? If for some reason you're not picking up the signal, don't forget you can always download the app, the KSEV radio app, and pick it up anywhere you're at. All right, 281-558-KSEV. We'll be right back.
Who is this poolside party pro? This lake day legend? Spoiler alert, it's you. Fresh off a specs run, cooler stacked and savings snagged. Frozen margaritas? Check. Canned cocktails? Obviously. That one rosé your friend always raves about? Got it. With Specs' epic selection, you didn't just show up, you showed off. Be the friend who brings the good stuff. The Specs Summer Expert. Specs, cheers to savings.
Tune in each Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for On the Money with your host and CEO of Allied Wealth Texas, Ryan Wheelis, who can help you live your richest life possible during your retirement years. That's each Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on AM 700 KSEV.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home and in need of the best realtors out there, look no further than the Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group. They've instilled in each and every member of their team hard work and honest values. And believe me, it's paid off. They truly know the Houston market and what it takes to get a home sold quickly and at top dollar and how to get the best deal possible for your home purchase. They're employee-owned. They care about their clients, so they always go the extra mile to ensure each sale and purchase is seamless and smooth. The Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group have been a top producing real estate team for over 2 decades. Call Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group at 281-440-7900 or see for yourself and go online at thematthewsteam.com. That's thematthewsteam.com. They sell over 1,000 homes a year and they know every inch of the buying and selling market in Houston. Call Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group. I chose them as my realtor. The Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group, your realtors for life. 281-440-7900 or see for yourself online at thematthewsteam.com. That's thematthewsteam.com.
That's the Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group, brokered by EXP.
And now, back to Chris X Radio on the Voice of Texas.
That was Gary Behemoth making that noise. That's part of his job. He has to make that noise when the song plays. And then he gets to hear areas again. I call it the monkey noise. Cap Jack enjoys it. All right, welcome back to Chris X Radio. All right, so somebody called in off air and said they were getting the signal over there in the, I guess near, I don't know, I guess sort of near downtownish. And, in Washington Avenue. There we go. Thank you. I was going to say the Heights, but I guess that is sort of the Heights-ish area, which is good. That area, though, the only problem is depending if you're near downtown or any of those really areas, but certain buildings and of course the power lines can definitely affect it. I noticed yesterday when I was in the truck when I was driving, like I said, I was picking up the station fine, but man, and when it was lightning, and it was lightning like some serious lightning. It was lightning pretty good yesterday. So the lightning was affecting the signal, of course. And so that's the thing about AM signal is it can be highly affected by the weather. But anyway, depending on where you're at, once again, we are now live on 1540 AM. That's KGBC, I think. And then we're also on 700 AM KSEV, which is it's the new transmitter. We're on a new one. I guess they decommissioned the old one and put us on the new one, which is the signal pattern changes a little bit. So if you're in your area, if it's a little different, well, that'll answer that question. And if it's bad, if it's not good in your area, don't forget you can always download the KSEV radio app onto your smartphone. And You can, of course, listen online at kscvradio.com. You can always get it there as well. So, but anyway, that just started. So this is the first week on the finally. We knew it was coming in June, right in mid-June. I guess on the 15th. Well, let's talk about timing. And it was Father's Day. I hope everybody had a nice Father's Day yesterday. I did go into Trump Burger with my neighbor. We went and had Trump burgers. It was fantastic. He got one for his son, and I don't know which one they got him because they have there's like the Trump Tower. There's all different kinds of stuff you can get. So I don't know which one I was going to ask him if his son. I guarantee his son ate the whole thing. That kid's giant. But yeah, has anybody else been to the Trump Burger over on Chimney Rock, right there near 59? Because it is right there near 59. If you're driving down, 59, you exit Chimney Rock and you're heading towards Westheimer. Is it Richmond or Westheimer right there? I guess it's Richmond is the first one. If you look over to your left, it's before Richmond. It's a block off of 59 right there. You can see it pretty easily as you're driving by it. But it's a small one. Like I said, the others are bigger, but it was good. So, and I was wondering, we're going to have any unruly people? I wasn't there on Saturday, so I didn't get to see if there was any no kings and no king burgers, okay? I don't think there was any king burgers, but they're Trump burgers, and they're delicious. All right, something else that happened over the weekend, if you want to join us, by the way, 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738. The Israeli Defense Forces estimated Monday that it had destroyed 1/3 of Iran's ballistic missile launchers in less than 4 days of fighting. Even if Iran was still capable of firing large barrages at Israel, yeah, they're still shooting rockets at Israel. It's a major conflict going on. In a statement, IDF spokesperson Brigadier General Effie Defrin said that Israel had destroyed 120 of the regime's estimated 360 missile launchers across Iran. Through the Israeli government estimates that Iran still has thousands of ballistic missiles, which it does. It's been shooting them. It is limited in its ability to use them by the number of launchers as well as by daylight. The Iranian military prefers not to maneuver when its operations can be seen by Israel. Israel apparently has command control over the skies of Tehran. That's not good for Iran. Iran was able to launch 65 missiles and dozens of drones at Israel overnight into today, most of which were intercepted, though there were 4 impacts that killed 8 civilians. Iran has yet to hit a military target. It's funny watching Iran's bombs go into Israel. It's kind of like Scud missiles. They're just shooting them anywhere, just into Israel. Just let them anywhere and they kill it. And they don't care. Killing innocents, whatever. The strategic targets that what Israel hit, where they took out a lot of high-ranking officials, is incredible what Israel does. But this isn't the first go-around with that. I think a lot of people have forgotten when Syria was working on their nuclear program, Israel did something very similar. They went and took out their nuclear program, eliminated the threat because they are a threat. And it was funny because I heard on the interview, they played it, I guess, on Guy Benson's show where they were interviewing Benjamin Netanyahu. And he said, were you guys in conversations, about trying to figure out something about the nuclear program that they weren't supposed to be working on, but they're working on it? And he was like, well, no, because it was all a lie. He goes, well, what do you mean? He says, while we were supposedly in negotiations talking with Iran, the Ayatollah Khomeini was going on to Twitter and tweeting out death to Israel over and over and over again every day. That's what these people do. Death to the small Satan, and then we're up next. We're the great Satan. And that's how that rolls. And then the weird thing is, usually in the past, we've seen international condemnation of Israel anytime they do anything. This one, I guess everybody knows now that Iran was working on a nuclear capabilities. So nobody's siding with Iran except idiots at this point. I haven't seen anybody siding with Iran. Now, I know there's going to be some idiots, people like Sean Penn probably. I don't know. He went on to a Bill Maher show, and Bill was like, "You met with effing Castro, dude." Sean Penn's ripped for saying he wouldn't meet with Trump, but he met with Fidel Castro. That is your lefty's brain. They won't meet with the President of the United States of America, but they'll meet with these communist dictators. It's amazing how they operate. But then again, they're useless idiots. They're useful idiots, I guess. Anyway, Iran has yet to hit a military target. Israel anticipates the Iranian missile threat will diminish over time as the IDF eliminates the launchers and the Iranian military officials from the command structure. There's reports that supposedly they were going to take out Khomeini, and Donald Trump told them not to, so they didn't. But then when they asked Netanyahu about it, he sort of just brushed over it. So I don't know if that's the case or not. But they say right now Iran is begging to get back in negotiations because they're getting obliterated in this skirmish, if you will. So they're saying footage of Iranians fleeing the capital city of Tehran has led to massive traffic jams. Can be seen online for the past 24 hours. It is interpreted by many Israelis as a hopeful sign that the regime may be nearing collapse soon. You got to be careful because when you take out, the head of a snake over there, oftentimes you get another snake that might even be worse. But I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. But I don't see Iran winning, much like I don't see Ukraine winning. But that doesn't necessarily mean this could be quick, could be long, could be protracted. Maybe it'll be over pretty quick. We shall see. I hope so. Hope it's over really quick. They go through there and they quit trying to make nuclear weapons. And I wish Democrats would quit getting in charge because every time they do, they give them more money to make nuclear weapons. Oh, by the way, it was 10 years ago now. Apparently, when Donald Trump went down that escalator and then decided to run for president and ruined the Democrats' decade. I mean, ruined it. They're still upset by it. They'll never get over it. Trump derangement is real. It's so funny. Watching them somehow try to blame Trump for everything. Everything that ails you, it's Trump's fault. All right, let's go and take a break because we're over again. 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738. I'm Chris X. We've got one segment remaining here. If you want to get in the first hour, 281-558-KSEV. And then we got you locked and loaded for hour number 2 as well. All right, we'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
ChrisXradio. Texas born, Texas raised. The voice of Texas.
Everyone knows the BBB is the Better Business Bureau, but depending on what you need, it's the Better Plumber Bureau, the Better Auto Mechanic Bureau, the Better Accountant Bureau. That's because the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better check that business out first so you don't get ripped off bureau. Be smart. Always look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, folks. Dan Patrick here. Now that we're in the middle of hurricane season again, that can bring storms and strong winds. And let's not forget the damage that strong winds can cause to your big, valuable trees. You don't want to lose them, and you don't want anything damaged below them when the branches fall. That's why you need to call my friend Louis Flory and Ability Tree Experts. I've known them for over 40 years. It's time to deep root feed your trees to help with this stress. Louis Flory at Ability Tree Experts knows this is the perfect time to prune and remove the dead wood in your trees. This will thin them out and help with the stress. Spores, beetles, and other insects are going to be drawn to your weak trees. The trees need to be sprayed to prevent these insects from attacking, so call Ability Tree Experts at 281-441-4179. They are the expert for all of your tree needs. Ability Trees is giving a deep root feeding with every tree prune. Call Ability Tree Experts at 281-441-4179. Get your trees pruned now and the canopies cleaned out. Call today for an appointment, 281-441-4179. You never know when that next storm is coming. Ability Trees, Houston's leading tree care professional.
Let's be honest, no one ever thinks about their garage until it stops working. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage is noisy or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repairs. Recommended all over Houston, Garage Door Doctor is your trusted partner for all your garage door needs. Let the experts at Garage Door Doctor tune up your garage door and keep it running for a lifetime. Schedule an appointment today at garagedoordoctor.biz or call today.
Hi, this is Michael Miller. Join me this weekend for the Backyard Bay radio program, now at our new time, Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., right here on AM 700 KSEV, The Voice.
At O'Hara & Company Real Estate, we believe there are people in our country and other countries that are trying to chip away at our freedom. We are taking a stand against the tyranny that is happening and want to protect what our veterans and forefathers have fought and died for. Texans are independent thinkers, self-reliant, and bold. If you want a real estate company that has a backbone, give us a call at 281-373-3393. Again, that's 281-373-3393, or look us up on the web at o'harare.com. O'Hara & Company Real Estate backs our patriots, veterans, and first responders. We are proud to stand up for what we believe in, so give us a call at 281-373-3393. Again, 281-373-3393, or look us up on the web at o'harare.com. As William Wallace said in Braveheart, they can take away our lives, but they will never take away our freedom. God bless America, and God bless Texas.
And now, we return you to your regularly scheduled dose of common sense. Chris X Radio. Chris X Radio.
Well, you want a time check. It's been 10 years since Trump rolled down the golden escalator and announced he was running for president. Wow. We're, what are we, less than a year? Well, what are we, about 6 months into, not even really 6 months, into his second term, or some should be his third. Does anybody still believe Joe Biden got, was 84 million votes? More than any other politician ever under the COVID guise of night? Does anyone believe it? Anyone? I don't think anyone should believe it at this point. All right, welcome back to Chris X Radio. You reached the final segment of the first hour, but don't you go anywhere. We got hour number 2 ready to roll, and we'll roll into that here after this segment. We do have time for you if you want to get in at 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738. All right, so I watched some of the No Kings rally on Saturday. I watched in Houston, Mr. Al Green. He stood up and talked about impeaching Trump. He's going to impeach him again. He's going to impeach him. How dare Trump dare to run for office? How dare him think that he can go be a president? And he's not a king, and we're going to impeach the king. Wait, what? But he will not back down. He's not going to stop. He is going to work to impeach Trump. Think about that logically for a second. Have we ever seen a time in our country where, I remember Barack Obama was divisive on the left, and there are people that hate him, wanting to impeach him. I get it. But did we see politicians doing that sort of thing? How many times did they impeach Barack Obama? Does anybody remember? Let's see, let me count. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 0. They never tried to impeach him once. They never tried to impeach Joe Biden once. And look at all the criminality of the Biden administration. The business deals he was doing with the Biden crime family, Humper's laptop, him being not exactly all together there. The dangerous, everyone's like, oh my God, this rally they did, it's such a horrible sign. It was so scary. Remember when Joe Biden gave the speech and it was black and red and looked like he was Darth Maul giving a speech. You guys remember that one? It is amazing how the Democrats operate. And they stay on offense. But then they run around. Let's impeach him. Remember Rashida Tlaib sworn in? By the way, where did she go? What happened to her? Remember when she was on the news every 5 minutes? Is she sworn in? Now let's impeach the MFer. Talking about Donald Trump. That's how they think. That's how they are. They just want to impeach him. What for? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Love watching the interviews with the people at the No Kings rally. So you're here at the No Kings? Okay. So Donald Trump's trying to be a king? What has he done to try to be a king? Oh, so many things. Well, what? Just name one. Well, there's just so many I just can't name one. Oh, okay. So how is he a racist again? How is he this? They can never name it. They don't know. Oh, remember when he did that interview with that black reporter and he was saying, well, you why don't you be nice? How's that racist again? It doesn't matter. If they didn't have double standards, they'd have none at all. So there you go. But I watched a little bit of it and saw the fools. Now I got to give the Houston area credit, the police or, whatever the National Guard or whomever that Governor Abbott called in, which is good because there didn't seem to be any violence at all from what I saw in the Houston area. Now, some of the other areas, it's not the case. Somebody was shot. Was in Portland? Somebody shot in Portland. There was violence or Chicago. So I can't keep up. And insert Democrat-run city. The one thing is we're still, I guess, we're in Texas. Things are a little different here. All right. So, by the way, when we come back, we'll talk about Governor Abbott apparently has signed Senate Bill 4, Senate Bill 23, and House Bill 9 as part of the legislature's, the 89th legislature's $10 billion property tax relief package signed into law today at Robson Ranch Clubhouse Legacy Room in Denton, Texas. Had some events going on over there. SB 4 and SB 23 was authored by El Senador Paul Betancourt and was led in the Senate by Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, along with HB 9. I heard some guy call in at the end of Chris Salcedo's show. It's so funny how people get frustrated, get mad, and then they call and they make no sense. It's like, I want to get rid of all politicians. Wait, they just signed to cut your taxes. Now, does that make your taxes go up or go down? And the guy, he had no answer. And so you get that every now and then. But when we come back from the break or whatever in the next hour, we can talk about Governor Abbott signing this in, kind of break down what it says. Because the last time we got a tax cut on the state level, the local level stepped in and, boy, eliminated that right away. My taxes went down for 1 month. And then the county level just jacked them up, and then it went up higher than it was before my taxes got cut. What? Well, we'll talk about that. And then, by the way, because this is approved now, it means it'll go to in November, we'll get to vote on it. Do we want the tax cut or not? Let's get the tax cut voters out and make sure that we give ourselves a tax cut. If anybody votes against it, dear God, get out of my town, get out of my county, get out of my city, get out of my state. All right, hour number 2 is up next. Don't you go anywhere.